Panthers preseason game 1. Final score 30 for the Browns, 10 for the Panthers. But when Bryce Young walked off the field for the final time, what are we looking at? Like 7-zippy? What are we looking at? 7-0, right? Hey, it's all how you frame it. Let's talk offense. There was good and there was bad. Okay? And if you think it was all one or the other, you're just wrong. I will say this, though. The good, to me, is more enticing, right? I think the good is more imagination provoking, and the bad, I think, is stuff that can be fixed. When we're looking at the starting offense, I want to be clear. Most of the conversations we're going to have about the Panthers today are going to be framed in one of two ways. We're either talking about the starters or we're talking about the backups. Because if there was anything proven true by the first preseason game, right? I don't think you're allowed to take away any hard and fast new opinions from a preseason game. But if one of your previous opinions that you already thought about the team is ridiculously reinforced, you're allowed to let those reinforcements kind of take hold. If there's anything we learned about the Panthers, it's that their depth is terrifying. Every injury brings you one step closer to catastrophe. So we're talking starters here. The starters left me very excited. And that's not saying there wasn't bad. Again, it's just saying the starters left me tantalized. Actually, let's hear from Dave Canales first, right? You want to hear from the coach. Here's Dave Canales assessing the starting offense.
Yeah, I thought it was good to just kind of see, some of the matchups that we took advantage of. And, some guys made plays down the field. T-Mac made a nice play down the field. Jalen Coker comes in, when Xavier goes out and did a fantastic job. Like we didn't skip a beat, made some great plays that way too. So I saw some good rhythm. And I think, the first drive, wasn't what we wanted, but it was good to just get the group out there, just working together, getting into the flow of the game, getting some good runs. Loved how hard Chuba ran, Rico ran, there was a good enough work there, and thinking about maybe getting them another series as we go into Houston, to just kind of feel the flow of the game and have to be out there, kind of work through things on the sideline.
Let's start with the big parts. Tedo McMillan did everything I wanted him to do and more. Everything. Because you can go back and find it. It was as if, and I know he didn't, or maybe he did, but I wouldn't guess he did. It was as if he listened to the show before the game and said, let me run through the checklist of things the drive on 99.9 The Fan wanted me to do, and I'll do each of them. I wanted him to look physically gifted, right? I wanted him to be the one that makes the Panthers offense looks different than last year, where at times I thought they just didn't have the horses, right? They didn't have the speed, the physicality to keep up with other defenses. What does he do? Goes right out there and has 2 catches for 40-something yards. Even the one that we'll talk about, the missed connection down on the goal line, he shows that at 6'4 plus, he has the quick feet to get open in a phone booth. Physically, he did some things that we haven't seen Panthers wide receivers do. And then the other thing I requested was he makes some contested catches, because I wanted Bryce Young to see him making tough catches so the confidence will build, right? Quarterbacks are very much, I don't know why it only gets pinned on like Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers. Quarterbacks are tough to have somebody gain their trust. You always hear about it, right? They like their guys. They want to bring in their friends. Oh, so-and-so hasn't earned their trust yet. That's every quarterback. And trust is only gained one bit at a time. I throw you a tough catch, you make the catch, boom, a little bit more. So now I might throw you 2 tough catches. You make 2 tough, boom, a little more. Throw you a jump ball. You make the catch, good. I throw you a bad ball, you play defense, prevent me from getting a interception on my statistics. Boom, I trust you a little bit more. So what I wanted to see was McMillan make more contested catches. He makes the over-the-top shoulder grab, or over-the-shoulder, over-the-top grab on the sideline. I'm going, boom. That's one that Bryce now is uber confident in Tedo McMillan, and we've seen that play run in preseason practices. We've seen it run in games now. Just a go ball, could be a stutter and go, could be a true 9 route, whatever it is, but the over-the-shoulder catch, he's really good at. And it's an interesting way. I'm going to football nerd out here real quick. It's an interesting way for him to use his wingspan. The dude is lanky, right? He's tall, long arms. Usually, the wide receivers we see that use their length the best, it's coming back to the ball, right? It's reaching out and grabbing the ball a yard in front of their face. It's jump balls, right? Where the defense can't quite get there because you're able to reach higher. What he does on those sideline routes, it's like a reverse box out almost. If you watch, right at the last second, he slows down his body, but his arms keep going to make the catch, kind of fully extended. And what that does is whatever his wingspan is, now the defense has to go through his body and then another like 3 feet to get out to where he's catching the ball. It's the reverse of what guys like Antonio Gates have popularized as basketball players, where you're boxing out and making catches in front of you. He's making catches over the top, but his length and his torso get to play defense for him, and he catches it. The route was the route, I should say. Nothing special. He had the guy on his hip, but that's all it takes as long as Bryce is willing to and able to toss it over the top and let him kind of play that Willie Mays style catch. And now let's talk about the one on the goal line. That's a tough route, meaning a lot of ins and outs and a lot of foot pitter-patter. The route was bonkers. The route was very good. Got him open on the goal line. The anticipation from Bryce was fantastic. Obviously, Tedo McMillan isn't used to somebody having that kind of anticipation throwing him the ball, or at least he wasn't expecting it on that particular play. I don't love that he didn't burst out of it. I don't love that he didn't snap his eyes around. That's all learning opportunity. But I do love the immediate communication. I loved how he immediately saw the ball go by, tapped his chest, looked at Bryce, gave him the thumbs up. That quick communication to say, "I'll be ready next time." That's on me. Great job by you. I'll be ready next time. After the game, T-Mac talked to the media about having to come up with that catch for Bryce.
Nah, you can't. At the end of the day, we gotta. If the ball comes our way, we got to make a play, and if it don't happen, then shoot, get the next one.
T-Mac, that looked like more of a timing thing than what you would call a drop. Was it the thing about getting your head around a little quicker? Or?
Yeah, I just got to get my head around quicker. Like I said, that was a perfect ball from Bryce, and I'll finish those next time.
Do you know what's actually, I think, the issue there? I don't think he realized how quickly he won. Right? Because for everybody that wants to play it in slow motion and saw that, Bryce started making the throw while Tedo McMillan was still actually jabbing out, right? Selling the corner route. Bryce recognized Tedo McMillan won before he even jabbed out because the defender was on his outside hip. All he had to do, right? The goal line is a different place, right? All you have to do is catch it. We don't have to worry about you catching it and keeping your momentum going. We don't have to worry about you catching it and staying on your feet for yards after catch. We just have to, as soon as you win, get your head around, I'm putting it on you. So that's that nonverbal communication that they'll get better at. I don't think Tedo McMillan had to sell the out nearly as much as he did. He could have worried about getting his head around and paying attention much earlier. It's almost like as soon as you win, just turn around. As soon as you win, as soon as you have it and you're in the end zone, turn around. I'll put it right on the numbers on your jersey, make the catch, or the number, you're wearing a single digit, and we'll go from there. Bryce as a whole was up and down. And even the good needs to be taken with a salt shaker of salt. Right? Because I think most people would agree, first drive, bad. Second drive, good. Right? First drive was running play, incomplete pass, sack, punt. That's not what you want. Against the Browns backups, that's not what you want. Second drive, much better, right? Got rolling, ended up scoring a touchdown, did everything you're looking for. But even that, right? That's not a true the touchdown pass cancels out the early struggles, good and bad. It's not truly that, because if you look at the touchdown pass, people are calling it playground football. where he scrambled around and he looked at Jalen Coker and he pointed him like, go back left, and then he put the ball on the money, touchdown. If you watch that play back, it came when two edge rushers ran into each other, right? Both of the Browns edge rushers collapsed the pocket, and then they bonked into each other, and arms and limbs were flailing all over the place. Imagine if that is Myles Garrett, because that's what it is in a game, right? Probably one a little bit quicker, probably a little bit more in control, probably a little bit wider wingspan. I'm not saying Bryce Young doesn't make the play, but I'm saying the degree of difficulty goes up tenfold if even just one stud is out there on the field. If the Browns' backups were able to get that close, you have to think about what the starters are going to do, which is where that grain salt shaker worth of salt comes in. You love the confidence, you love the improbability, you love the chemistry between he and Coker. There's a lot to like there. But there is also a real conversation you have to have on what could we have done in a way, what could we have done better that would have made all of that improv not even necessary? Could we have scored on a more traditional play? Could I have gotten the ball out of my hand? Whatever it is, could the play have been designed better? Could someone else have made an adjustment? So we don't depend on playground football. Because you put the starters out there, that's a different beast. Now, that's a big hypothetical, right? You don't know what it's going to be. True. But I'm confident Myles Garrett would have raised the degree of difficulty quite a bit. And let's not pretend like the Browns are some world-beating defense as it is. There's good players on a lot of teams.